That was my hair. I just cut it yesterday. Sorry.
Thor's was a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And extensions. Mine was real.
And Jimmy's was a wig. Well, part of it was a wig.
Okay, in the center.
Hello.
There you go.
The budget question. We're not really supposed to talk about the budget, but it was very, very small and very tight. The movie was extremely ambitious for what we were trying to do. So our shooting schedule, I think we shot in like 23 days. 22 days plus 1 day of sort of second unit shooting a bunch of buildings in UC San Diego. Yes, the budget was really tight, and it was really difficult shoot in the sense that there were certain days we had like 10 pages to shoot. And I remember, like a lot of the crew was here. Let's bring back painful memories. I just remember we would shoot this like major scene. Like we'd shoot like maybe the scene where Lorelai possesses Smith, and it was just like, wow, that was kind of a major scene to shoot. And there'd be like 3 more scenes still left to shoot that day. So it was just like one thing after the other after the other. And it was really, the crew was amazing, and the cast. We couldn't have made it if the cast wasn't just totally top notch and really like knew their shit and really sort of brought it to set.
Okay, also from the center.
How do you see this fitting in with your Teenage Apocalypse trilogy, or do you see this standing on its own as the second part of the semi-autobiographical? What was it like hooking up with your half-sister?
I said that I didn't have as much sex as the sex part of the movie is all. There's a lot of fiction. There's just sort of some fact in there. I see. There's a relationship in the sense that one of the reasons I made the movie was a lot of times when I go to film festivals or just sort of go public somewhere, I'll have these people come up to me frequently. Sort of a lot of times they're kids that I don't even know. They're like too young to even have seen the Doom generation or know when they first came out, but. I'll run into these people and they'll be like, Nowhere was like such an important movie for me. Like, it really helped me through a really rough time. And a lot of times they grow up sort of these kind of outsider kids in these like shithole red state places. Just like they live and they're just like, no offense. Sorry. I'm from California, so
we're blue, by the way.
So they frequently, it's like these kids, sort of like that whole like it gets better thing. It's just like these the movies mean so much to them, and they're like, I've seen Nowhere like 500 times. I used to watch it like every night. And so, as a filmmaker, that's really sort of the highest compliment anybody could ever pay you, that something you created is so meaningful, to them. So I really wanted to make sort of like a Nowhere for sort of a next generation. The problem is that I'm, 15 years older than I was when I made that movie. I'm in a totally different headspace. I'm in a totally different place in my life, and I can't really. I'm not as angry and angst-ridden as I was when I started making movies, and so there's a certain So I can't, and I also as an artist don't want to really go back and repeat myself and make the Doom Generation 2. So it was really, for me, Kaboom is of that flavor of those movies, but definitely it's kind of its own thing.
If I can interject on that, considering the ending of this movie, after I saw it, I was trying to get some feedback on it, and I went to the IMDb message board, and nobody wants to talk about the ending. They all want to talk about the
Well, they should talk about it. It's a spoiler.
But considering that, as you said, this is autobiographical, you're a different person than you were before. Is that efficiently saying this is the last movie I'm doing about the whole Teen Apocalypse universe?
Interesting. Well, the ending is definitely open for many interpretations. My favorite interpretation of the ending is John Waters emailed me after he saw the movie. He said, "That ending of the movie is my definition of a feel-good ending." That's coming from the God down to us.
Because you are the god of that universe, because you're visiting the places that you created in those seminal films like Nowhere and Doom Generation and such. It's just like, nah, can't do it anymore. Bang!
That image is really, to me, the whole movie exists in this kind of weird, alternate, sort of comic booky kind of universe. And one of the visual inspirations for that image was really, in the Superman comics when Krypton explodes. Like I always just sort of had that image in my head of just because it's kind of ridiculous the way it explodes too, because it's not really a realistic like nuclear explosion, and then like the world is sort of. I mean, it just kind of blows up. Which, for me, is, like I said, very much open to interpretation. But that can be one interpretation of it, that it's the end of all things.
A great example of how Greg works is when we were in Cannes, one of the first questions I asked him was, who did that affect of the earth blowing up? And he goes, I don't know, some kid in San Francisco or something. It's very funny to me.
I think it was in Denver, actually.
Denver? Okay.
I think he got paid like $200 or something.
More than we got paid.
Okay, this